Hello everyone. This will be my first review video of my first impressions of this model. This is bought as a ready-to-run kit. I don't know who makes the model, but it was sold to me by SF Model store. It's a Soviet tractor. It's called the DT-54, but the Chinese also made a licensed version of this, and this particular model is modeled after the Chinese version, I think, since it has some Chinese inscriptions on the radiator. But I will build mine as the Soviet DT-54 version. I'm not going to talk very much about the history or the real performance of this tractor in real life. I will focus on the model itself to keep it short and sweet. So, with further ado, here it goes. Well, this is obviously a tracked vehicle. We have the drive sprocket in the rear, also rear mounted gearboxes and motors. We have bogies, two of them, with a pair of road wheels on each. And we have the idler wheel, which also has a spring-loaded track tensioner. And we have the return rollers. Let's talk about each part a little bit more. The drive sprocket, it has sealed bearings, which is really nice. It's very, very powerful. Also the motor and the bogies with the road wheels. They are sadly not they don't have bearings at all. They have a sleeve which is made out of steel, and the axle is also made out of steel, which could be a problem since it's metal on metal, and we all know what happens if it's not getting lubricated. I'm thinking about upgrading it to brass or some bronze bearings at some point. Also the return rollers, they are made out of aluminium, and the axle is metal. Also no bearings whatsoever. And the idler wheel, it's mounted on also bearings, so which is really nice. So it can revolve really easy without much force loss, energy loss. And in here, if you can see, there is the spring for the track tension system. The idler wheel is mounted on a swing arm, which moves which has an eccentric move, like a swinging move, like this. So that allows the track to flex a little bit if it needs more space. Say for example, if something gets clogged between the drive sprocket and the track, which happens quite frequently when you're out driving. I have made some preparations on the other side. I have removed the track and one bogie and one return roller for your viewing pleasure. It's much more simpler to inspect all the parts when nothing gets in the way. So I will adjust the camera just a little bit. Okay. Here we can see the drive sprocket. This is the final drive. It's made out of steel, CNC steel, which is really nice. The frame also is made out of steel. Also is the arm and the arm and the what do you call it? The plow. So it's really robust. The drive sprocket and all the wheels, they are made out of aluminium, which is well, we will see how they stand the test of time, because aluminium is quite soft, so it could get worn down if you drive it really much, I guess. But we will see what happens. Anyway, here are the mounts for the swing arms. I mean the bogies. As you can see here, there's a bronze bushing in the back, and these are for the road wheels. The road wheels are really simple. They are just a roll made out of aluminium, made in a lathe. There's a stopper screw which locks in this groove. Rather simple construction, but if you fill it with the grease or something, I think it will be fine, because the return rollers, they don't well, there's not much force on the return rollers. Yes, and oh yes, I have the bogie with the road wheels. I have a nice double spring, making it really nice and flexy. These are, as you can see, they are just a bored hole, no bearings or anything. Same with this hole connecting the two halves. However, I should have taken this apart, but the axle for the road wheel, they are the steel axle, and there are a steel sleeve inside the hole. So this is where it is metal on metal. But I think it could be replaced by bronze or brass or something softer than steel. Yes. And here we have the idler wheel with the swing arm and the spring tensioned track tension system. I don't really know what it's called, but it works really good, even if the tracks gets clogged with mud, because the tracks get extremely muddy when you run them in fresh mud. It just collects mud everywhere. It was a pain to clean this model after I was out driving. I was out driving for I think it was 2 hours or something with my good friends, and it performed really well. No problems whatsoever. And I think yes. Oh, and also when we are looking at the tracks, the model does not come with any spare tracks, which is alarming, I think, because replacing this track is not something you can do easily. These tracks are molded from a form, and So they are not made of steel. They are some kind of compound metal, pot metal. I don't really know the name for it. It's not magnetic, at least, and it's a bit soft and brittle. So if one of these bored holes, if it gets a crack or something, I will be really sad, because then my tracks are broken. Well, I guess you could design, take measurements and design a link in a 3D program and make a plastic link. I guess you could do that as a replacement. But I have asked the seller for replacement tracks. Not that mine are broken, but I'm thinking that it might be a problem in the future at some point. So it would be nice to have that insurance, at least, even if I don't need it. But yeah. Well, that's about it for the drivetrain and wheels. We shall have a look underneath as well. Yes, this is the underside of the model. Here we have the gearboxes and the final drives. I think this is a 380 motors. I'm not entirely sure. I have checked a reference table, and the measurement seems to suggest they are a 380 motor. Brushed, obviously. I don't know anything more than that. This servo is for operating the 3-point. I don't really know what it's called in English, but the 3-point connector, where you can connect plows, for example, or other agricultural working equipment. This is the tray for the battery. The only way to access the battery is to unscrew these screws and take out the battery this way. This is the dummy engine. It's 3D printed. It hides and holds all the necessary bits and bobs for the hydraulic system. So in the rear part, in the sump, I guess, is the motor, is a brushless motor, and the pump for the hydraulic oils. And over on top of that is the relief valve and micro servo controlled hydraulic valves for the hydraulic cylinders. And in the radiator hides the tank for the hydraulic oils. Well, I don't see these gaps as much of a problem, because I did not have a problem with much dirt getting in here or getting stuck, but it was another story about this area. This was all filled up with mud, like really crammed in, and I got stuck on this bar several times. It was some twig or something that got entangled in this area. So I think an upgrade to think about is to make maybe make a new tray for the battery that includes a floor like this, or come up with some other solutions, something that not watertight, but hides this hole so not so much dirt get in here, because I think that could be a potential problem. Well, I think does it for the underside. Let's have a look at some of the detail work. Yes, the detail work. It's, in my opinion, it really lacks some essential details, especially on the 3D printed engine, the dummy engine. I see, well, they have made a rather simple fuel pump here, and this is the starter engine. It's a 2-stroke petrol starter engine. They made the flywheel, and it actually spins. It's a bit fun. Anyway, I think it looks decent, but it really lacks some details. But I think some paint and weathering on this will make it look much better. In the cabin there is some pedals. There's I think this is throttle lever. I'm not sure actually what it does. And these two levers are for driving. One is for controlling the clutch for the right track, and the other one is controlling the clutch for the left track. In here we also have this switch, on-off switch. It's for turning on and off the RC model, obviously. And the doors they close and open. The cabin is also made out of metal. In the front we have two headlights, and we have this radiator, and this screw is where you add oil to the hydraulic system. Here is some Chinese lettering. I have no idea what it says, but I'm guessing the name of the Chinese version. I will grind these off and add maybe Stalingrad tractor factory or something, because this model was originally produced in the 50s by, I think it was 4 or 5 different plants. They were all making the same design, just in different factories. The blade is really robust. It has some screwed on metal pieces down here, so so that not the blade will get worn out. These are like sacrificial parts. You can just replace them with new parts if they get really worn down, instead of the blade taking the damage, which is nice. And on this side also rather blank looking engine, if you ask me, but I think it's good enough. As I said, some paint and, well, maybe replace the screws to the hex screws. Would make it look much nicer also. And this door also opens, and it hides the connector for the charging of the battery. The exhaust and the air intake are made out of metal also. And in the back we have the 3-point working mount, and this is the servo arm that comes out, controlling its up and down motion. This dummy fuel tank hides all the electronics. I will make a cut now and disassemble it so you can see what I mean. Here it is again. I lift this cover and it hides all the electronics. So underneath the driver's bench is this bundle of electronics. It's the speed controller for the motors, well, the motors that drive the tracks, and also the electronics for the hydraulic system. And this is a soundboard. I have unplugged the speaker because it's really loud. It has no option for volume control, so that could be an issue. Here's the 6-channel receiver. It's really nice. And I would also like to show you what hides underneath the cabin, because I think it's a bit interesting. It's not something you can well, I have searched everywhere for reviews for this model, but I have not found anything, so I will take some extra time and show you as much as I can. Here it is, the underside. It looks like this. As you can see, the gearboxes, servo and battery. The battery it's really big. I have no idea. Oh, it's also a little bit wet from all the mud water still. Anyway, it's really big battery. I think these cells are about 2 amps each, and this is a 7.2 volt system, and this is LiPo battery or Li-ion batteries. That would make this like 4 amps of power, which is really plenty. You could drive it for, as I said, I was out driving for 2 hours and it was still fine. What else? Well, we have 2 hatches on the top which open and close. It's really nice. This hatch is for when in real life, when you start the donkey starter engine, the exhaust comes out through here. So at least from what I've seen on the videos. The hydraulic cylinders are really nice, very, very powerful, as you can expect from hydraulic systems. And anyway, I think that wraps this up. I will make, this is part 1, by the way. I will make part 2, where I show you all the functions here on my workbench, and the part 3, where I take it out for a proper drive with lots and lots of nice, well, hopefully nice, much better footage than the previous videos of this that I have been posted, because I was too busy having fun with my friends and didn't feel like focusing on making videos and all that, because it takes so much concentration and focus to make videos. Well, overall I'm very, very happy and pleased with the model. I think the details overall are excellent, but the dummy engine could do with some more details. Function wise, it's fantastic. It's really good. Well, I really, if you like playing in the mud and you like tracked vehicles, get one, because this one is really fun. Okay, that's about it. This was the first part, and the second part will be I show off all the functions, and as I said, the third part will be a more in-depth video out driving in the terrain. Until then, I will see you, and thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Cheers.